So yesterday was a very special day. Yesterday was Ram Navami, appearance of Lord Ramachandra. So we'll discuss something about Lord Ram. We see especially Lord Ram character is very heart touching and is very famous. People may have doubt about Krishna, but in general, most people they very happily accept the character of Lord Ram. And the pastimes of Lord Ram also are very attractive to the people. And in our Vedic society, we see that lot of Ram Katha was heard, a lot of Ram Katha was sung. Even Bhagavatam, we see Sukdev Goswami tells to Parshit Maharaj when it comes to the character of Lord Ram, that you might have heard several times already about Lord Ram. And that's why, in a very brief, he speaks about Lord Ram in the 9th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. But when it comes to Krishna, then he very elaborately speaks to Parshit Maharaj. So we see that the pastimes of Lord Ram are heard again and again, are sung again and again, and people find new and new relish in these pastimes of Lord. In many villages in India, when I was small child, that time I saw in my village and my mother's village also, that during Dasara time for 20 days, there would be drama on whole Ram Leela. And then end of the drama, on the last day, they would kill or burn Ravana. So much connectivity people had with the character of Lord Ram. That is the beauty of Lord Ramachandra. And Lord Ram is known as a Maryada Purushottam. Not only Lord through his pastimes attract the hearts of the living entity, but through his pastimes he also teaches them the principles of moral values and conduct. That is the beauty of Lord Ram. We see that how the mother of Shivaji, Jijabai, she would speak Ramayana to Shivaji Maharaj. And hearing Ramayana from his mother, later on we see Shivaji Maharaj became such a strong leader of character. Right? So that is beauty of the character of Lord Ramachandra. So, and starting, when first time Valmiki meets Narada Muni, so Valmiki, he inquires this to Narada Muni, that who in the world today is a person who is full of all these qualities. He wanted to know from Narada Muni. So he says, Ko nosminsa praptam loke guna vankshach viryan dharmagya kritagyacha satyavakyo didvritaha. Who in the world has these qualities, who is Gunavan, who is Virvan, who is Dharmagya, who is Kritagya, who is Satyavakya, and who is Didvataha. So we see how in the Vedic culture, person was known by his qualities. On the contrary, in the modern culture, we see a person is known more by his competence or achievements. Whereas in the Vedic culture, person was known more by his qualities. If you ask your grandfather that what do you feel about his grandfather, how was he? So you will find that he will glorify all the qualities of his grandfather. That, oh, my grandfather was such a nice gentleman, he was very humble, he was very simple, he was very selfless. Because that's how the Vedic culture was. A person was known more by his qualities than competence or achievement. But if you ask modern people if that whom you appreciate, so their appreciation is mainly for those people who have achieved something or who have some competence externally. So we see that now a modern person rates a person based on his competence, based on his achievements. Whereas Vedic culture, we see a person was known by his quality. And same way we see when Krishna or Supreme Lord sees a living entity, He sees the living entity through his desires, through his intentions, through his qualities, not uh, through his competence or his achievement. Because as far as competence and achievements are concerned, that as per the prarabdha, one will get, one will have that. But as far as the desire of the living entity is concerned, that actually is the only wealth which living entity has. And Krishna wants to see that aspect of the living entity. In one way, that wealth also belongs to Krishna because Krishna gave free will to the living entity. But Krishna has given that free will to the living entity. So now Krishna wants to see how the living entity is exercising that free will. Because that is only in our hand, that is only our wealth. Rest other things are arranged by Krishna. So Krishna sees the living entity through that desire. That how a living entity wants to become a selfless servant of Krishna, how the living entity wants to cultivate these divine qualities to become attractive in the eyes of the Supreme Lord. So God sees a living entity through his desires, through his intention, through his qualities. He does not see a living entity through his competence or external achievements. Materially also you see, as per the karma also, a person because of his previous karma may become a very big influential person in this world. But then if he is performing many sinful activities, then in the very next life he degrades down to even animal species. Then why Krishna will be attractive to a person who holds a big post today? He knows that this is temporary. And as per the prarabdha one gets. But what attracts Krishna is the desire of living entity, intention of the living entity, his cultivation of divine qualities. In Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna talks about Asuri Sampat and Devi Sampat. And Krishna says it's the homework of lifetime. The people who have Devi Sampat is not just because in this life they develop these qualities. He says from their previous life they are carrying these qualities. Abhijatasya. And then same thing he talks about Asuri Sampada. It is not that in this life they are born demonic. From so many lives in the past time they have done little sadhana. And finally now they have kind of perfected themselves to become demons like that. So in one way, Krishna wants to see that how they are exercising their desires to become a better human being. And that can be seen by his qualities, not by achievement, not by competence. Like this. So we see that if we also want to become attractive in the eyes of the Lord, if you want to attract the attention of the Lord, then Krishna is seeing our heart. Krishna is seeing our desires. Krishna is seeing our intention. We may have conditioned nature. We may have some struggles in our life. But if we are sincere, if we are trying our best to come closer to the Lord, and we are sincerely praying also, sincerely working also, sincerely taking shelter of the holy name, the process of bhakti, then you will find Krishna is looking at us. Krishna is showering his mercy on us. So that is the beauty of bhakti yoga. So as a devotee, we have to know we don't have to become attractive in the eyes of the world. Prabhupada says we have no business in making us famous in the eyes of the world or attractive in the eyes of the world. But our main goal is to become attractive in the eyes of the Supreme Lord. And what makes us famous in the eyes of the world is contrary to what makes us famous in the eyes of the Supreme Lord. People want to see skill, people want to see performance, people want to see achievement, which Krishna does not want. Krishna wants to see a humble heart, selfless heart, a heart which does not have material desire. Krishna wants to see a living entity selflessly, understanding that how my only desire is to give pleasure to Krishna. My only fulfillment in my life is to making Krishna happy. Like this. So we see here Valmiki also is asking to Narada Muni that who is the person in the world today who is Gunavan, who has this quality that he is Gunavan. So this Gunavan quality means that how a person is able to even approach very low people. So one of the very important quality which is mentioned is how much we can respect every living entity. That shows the standard of qualities which we have. So this is known as Gunavan. So it was mentioned about Lord Ram, that Lord Ram had this beautiful quality of being Gunavan, that he could approach everyone, no matter how low they are, no matter from which caste they are, and he could respect them for what they are. It is not very easy to respect every living entity. One needs humility to recognize the presence and contribution of other living entities. One needs humility to understand their greatness, and one needs humility to respect them. So those who are great soul, they have this, that they can find greatness in others. That is the beauty of a great soul. So Lord Ramchandra had this quality of being Gunavan, and that is the reason we see even the squirrel could attract the attention of the Supreme Lord, because Lord could see that, oh, she also in one way insignificant, in one way her efforts are not tangibly contributing in the construction of the bridge, but seeing the heart of the squirrel who actually wanted to serve the Supreme Lord. So Lord could shower his mercy on the squirrel. That is the beauty of this quality of the Lord, Gunavan. In one way, because of this quality, we also have hope that Krishna will not reject us, the Supreme Lord will not reject us, no matter how fallen we are, no matter how conditioned we are, because Lord never rejects. In fact, Lord respects. In one way, whatever a living entity, even in devotion service, is able to do, that is by the mercy of the Lord only. But then still the Lord gives credit to the living entity because he desired. You wanted to chant, then I arranged Bidweb for you. I arranged temple hall for you. I arranged devotee association for you. I arranged Mahamantra card for you. I arranged counterbuit for you. I gave you the strength by which you could chant. But then you are glorious. Why? Because you desire to chant like that. That is the beauty of the Lord. When the Supreme Lord, it is mentioned that Guha and the Lord Ramachandra, so Lord Ramachandra took birth in Ayodhya and Nishadraj Guha took birth in the forest. So the father of Guha was a great devotee of Lord Ram. See, father of Guha was like much elder. That means before Lord Ram took birth, Guha's father was a devotee of Lord. And he would share Krishna Ram Katha to Nishadraj Guha. Now Nishadraj Guha, hearing Ram Katha from his father, developed a feeling of friendship towards Lord Ram. He developed a kind of feeling that I want to have friendship with Lord Ram. So one day he was small, and that time Lord Ramchandra, along with the brothers, had gone for learning all these military arts and learning the teachings in the Gurukul. So they had gone to the Vasishtha Muni's ashram. So now that time, once Nishadraj Guha asked his father that, my dear father, I want to meet Lord Ram. So the father told, Are, he's a son of Dashrath Maharaj. It's not easy to meet him. He says, but my dear father, I want to meet him. Then father said, okay, you can meet him. Now Lord Ramchandra along with brothers, they have completed their education in the Gurukul of Vasishtha Rishi. And now Dashrath Maharaj is bringing them back home. So when he is bringing all the Lord Ramchandra and other brothers back home, so they all will come on the chariots, and on the both sides of the road, all the Ayodhya Vasis who want to see and have darshan of the Lord would be standing. So this is opportunity for you also. You can also go and be in the side of the road, and he may also see and have darshan of the Lord. So Guha became happy that, oh, I have opportunity now to go. See, now Guha has a sense of feeling that I want to have friendship with Lord Ram. He wanted to have that relationship with Lord Ram. But now Lord Ram does not know that Guha has this kind of feeling for him. Lord Ram has never met or never seen Guha. Guha has never met Lord Ram and expressed that I am your devotee and I want to have a relationship with you. So this is the first time where Guha is attempting to see the Lord. So Guha thinks, how can I go empty-handed to meet my dear friend? So then he makes a small kind of tokri using wood. And then he makes a small kind of a bow and arrow and he keeps it. And then he makes small padukas of wood and keeps in the tokri. And then keeping that tokri on the head, he comes. And then he saw so many Ayodhya-vasis on the both sides of road waiting and wanting to see the Lord. So they come, and that time from the front chariots are coming. So in one of the chariot, Lord Ram along with Dasaratha Maharaj, they are coming. So seeing Lord Ram from a distance, Guha felt so happy that, finally I got darshan. But I want to meet him, I want to offer my gifts to him. But he was in two minds that whether Lord will recognize me. If I just go and say that, please accept these gifts. So Lord Ram may think, oh, he is a stranger. I don't know him. And I don't know whether he will accept my gifts or not. And also he was feeling that if I somehow like this go closer to Lord Ram, so all the chariots, they are being guarded by the soldiers. So the soldiers also, they will beat me. He was in two minds, whether should I go, should I not go, will Lord Ram recognize me, will he accept my gifts or not. Finally, he thought, whatever it is, this is the last opportunity I have. I don't know in future, because Lord Ram will stay in the palace being surrounded by so many guards, and so I don't know in future whether I'll get opportunity to have audience with Lord Ram. So when the chariot comes quite close to him, just in front of him, that time he barges in. And when he goes close to the chariot, the security guards, they start catching him to beat him. And that time only Lord Ram does hand like this to Guha, and Guha does hand like this. So Lord Ram catches his hand and brings him on the chariot. And Dasaratha Maharaj was surprised, and he says, Lord Ram, who is he? Now Guha was waiting for an answer that what Lord Ram will answer. In one way, caste-wise, Guha is from a lower caste. He stays in the forest. He eats meat and all. Is very dirty, not properly dressed. And this is the first time they are meeting. So when Dasaratha Maharaj, he says to Lord Ram that who is he? So Lord Ram looks at Guha and then says he is my friend, and then he embraces Guha. So then the tears come in the eyes of Guha that my Lord is so merciful, he is so special. We see on the contrary how Drupad and Dronacharya later on, who studied in the same Gurukul, and that time they had very close friendship. But later on, when Drupad became a king and Dronacharya became a poor Brahmana, and when Dronacharya went to seek help from Drupad, so now Drupad could not maintain same level of friendship with Dronacharya. Why? Because of his position. He started identifying that I am a king, I am a wealthy person, I have control, and he is a poor Brahmana, depending on my help. So that friendship which was there before got broke because of their different position now. But here we see the beauty of the Lord, that he saw the devotional heart which Guha had. He didn't see the externals of Guha. And that is the beauty of the Lord, that he is Gunavan. He can come down to any person and he can accept him unconditionally. That is the beauty of the Lord. We see Vibhishan coming. Lord Ram was very close to the war now. They have reached and they are very close to the war. And now finally they have to just attack Lanka. And that time it is so difficult to accept anyone from their camp, not knowing that, he may be a spy or he may have come with some different intentions. But still, when Vibhishan comes, and although most of the people, all the ministers, they said, "My dear Lord Ram, we don't think we should accept him." But then we see Lord Ram still accepted Vibhishan because Lord Ram could see that he has a devotion. Lord Ram asked Hanuman, "Hanuman, what do you feel about Vibhishan?" And Hanuman said, "My dear Lord, when I went to Lanka, only person whom I saw chanting Lord Ram's name, that was Vibhishan. Only person I saw who was like a lotus in the mud of dirty water, that was Vibhishan." And he says, when I went to meet Vibhishan, that time I asked him, because I saw Ram name is coming from everywhere. So that time I went and I asked Vibhishan that how come in Lanka you are chanting the names of Ram? And then Vibhishan says, my position in Lanka is like tongue surrounded by the teeth. So there are 32 teeth, and then under them is a tongue. The teeth are so hard, so strong, and the tongue is so soft. He says, my position in Lanka is like tongue surrounded by the teeth. So I protect myself and I keep vibrating Lord Ram's name. So Hanuman updates to Lord Ram, and then Lord Ram says, I am accepting Vibhishan. Not only accepts, see, suppose one thing is naturally a person will have a doubt to accept. Second is okay, you accept, but you will not immediately empower. You will take some time that, okay, you be with us, we'll see, spend some time. The moment Lord accepted Vibhishan, that moment he empowered also. He says, after killing Ravana, I will make you a king. Like how much faith Lord had on Vibhishan. That is the beauty of Lord disposition towards a living entity. Although a living entity may have neglected the Lord, may have rebelled against the Lord, but when he is ready to come back, Lord is ready to put full faith on the living entity, although he should not. Any subordinate, suppose he rejects you or neglects you for one time. And then suppose after some time he understands his mistake, he comes back, Prabhu, please forgive me, I want to be under you. So now you will accept him, but you will not put full faith on him. Why? Because he knows that, अरे एक बार तो गया है धोखा देके, दूसरी बार पता नहीं क्या करेगा. Correct? But you see the beauty of the Lord? When again living entity comes back, he is ready to put full faith on the living entity and wholeheartedly accept him without any feelings in the heart. So that is the Gunvan, that is the quality of the Lord. That wholeheartedly he is ready to accept a living entity. And then it is mentioned Viryavan, that Lord has, he is very powerful. See, these qualities we should meditate and we should have full faith. Many times we become very disturbed, insecure, or fearful because of thinking that what will happen, what will happen, what will happen. But we have to know the beauty of the Lord is He is omniscient, omniscient, and He is omnipresent, and He is omnipotent. So He is present everywhere, He knows everything, and He is powerful enough to control everything. So if somebody develops this faith that my dear Lord is omnipresent, there is nothing which, there is no place where He can't reach. And He is omniscient, there is nothing which He is not aware of. Many times you find, especially in management or in services, sometimes a miscommunication happens. And then sometimes we try to explain and communicate properly. And then after speaking and communicating also, and after coming back, again our mind says, oh, that point I missed, that also I should have communicated. Then only he would get full picture of the whole story. So no matter how much we try to communicate, still we feel that we have not fully communicated. Right? But the beauty of the Lord is, without our communicating, He knows everything. So you see, in one way, how easy it is to have relationship with the Lord. You have a person, without communicating, he knows everything about you. So how easy it is to strike relationship with the Lord? Whereas in the material world, how difficult it is to strike relationship with the people. Because you want to communicate and sometimes you're not fully communicated. And what you communicated also, only a part of it he understood. Or he understood it in a different way. You wanted to communicate to make him understand something else and he understood something else. The purpose of communication only created problem. Right? The communication itself increased miscommunication. So very difficult. But you see how easy it is to develop relationship with the Lord. He is omniscient. He knows everything. And then we don't have to fear because he is omnipotent also. He can control everything like that. Sometimes by our mind intelligence, we may think, oh, how things are happening in the world around. But nothing is happening which is outside the control of the Lord. Everything Lord sanctions, everything which is supposed to happen, that only happens like that. If Lord does not want, then nothing can happen. So Lord is known as a Viryavan. He has that strength. Lord Ramachandra is powerful. We see that how when whenever Lord comes here, that is the beauty of the Lord. He respects people for what they are. When Lord came, he could have just demanded the ocean, hey, chalo, rasta do humko. And the ocean would have agreed to the demand of the Lord naturally. But Lord, but Lord is respecting the ocean. And Lord is praying that please, help us. We have to go to the other side. And then we see that ocean was not responding to the request of the Lord. And then the Lord became angry. And just by the angry eye, the whole ocean started boiling. And then the personified deity of the ocean came. And that please forgive me, my dear Lord. And then he told that how you can make a bridge to cross over the ocean. So that is the strength of the Lord. He is known for his prowess, power. We see that how uh, when Lord Ramachandra, Balaram, Lakshman and Bharat and Shatrughan, they were small. So that time most of the games were that they would play, their weapons. They would play with their weapons. So they are small boys because they were born in Kshatriya family. So they were given a small bow and arrow. So sometime Lakshman would keep an apple on the head of Bharat, and then Ram had to shoot the apple without hurting the Bharat. So these kind of games they would play. So once the lady was passing by and she was having this earring, where so her earring was quite big enough. So Lord Ram and Lakshman, they shoot an arrow in such a way that the earring becomes very small in size. The arrow goes like this and make the earring very small and then come back. And then from behind Lakshman and Bharat, Lord Ram, they start laughing, seeing that lady who was going. And lady, this whole thing was done in such a nice way, the lady could not know also that my ring is made small. I mean, just imagine how fine their martial or their shooting was. And then when they started laughing, the lady turned back that why all of you laughing? Then they said, look at your earring. One earring is big, one earring is too small. You are looking so bad. Then the lady does, and she was surprised. How come the ring became so small? And then she tells this ring, and this ring was quite big enough. So she was surprised that both two are of same size. How come this became so small? And then Ram and Lakshman, they told, no problem. You keep walking, we'll make it of the same size. And then again she turns back and keeps walking. Again Ram and Lakshman, they shoot two arrows, and both arrows, they go inside the ring, and then they make it of the same size which was before. And then the arrows come back. So they were having such a fine strength, fine prowess like this. We see that how when uh, in Janisthan, which is Nasik today, Khar and Dushan, when they were invoked by Supanakha, so that time they come with 14,000 soldiers. And Lord Ram single-handedly kills all the 14,000 soldiers. Even demigods were very surprised seeing the prowess of Lord Ram, and they start showering the flowers, that how the Lord is so powerful. Like, we don't see any demon creating trouble for Lord, any Lord. We may see pastimes of Lord Ram, we may see pastimes of Lord Krishna, anyone. We see when Lord Varadev came, the Hiranyaks, for some time the Lord was fighting with the Hiranyaks. But then the demigod became concerned that, my dear Lord, please have some result, we don't know. Fighting is going on for so long. And then finally Lord slaps one thought, and then the eyes come out, blood comes out, and the soul comes out. Like that. So we see the strength of the Lord is so powerful. We can just imagine that Ananta says, who is a partial incarnation of the Lord, the whole Brahmanda is like a mustard seed on him. He does not feel the weight of the whole Brahmanda. Can you imagine? The whole Brahmanda must be so heavy, is it not? In one country, only so many things are there. So many planets and so much weight. But that looks like a mustard seed on the head of a Ananta, like that. So we see that how the Lord is very powerful. And then Dharmagya. Lord is always a person who follows the path of Dharma. Like this. Because Dharma comes from the Lord. He is the root of Dharma. He is the personification of Dharma. And we see, especially in the pastimes of Lord Ram, that how he was Dharmagya. He always followed the principle of Dharma. We see when the washerman just put an allegation that how can Lord Ram accept Mother Sita, who spent so many days in some other person's place. So Lord Ram, you see how much value and importance he is giving to a small washerman also in the kingdom. In fact, when Lord Ram calls Lakshman and he says, Lakshman, actually I heard this washerman saying like this. Lakshman says, don't worry, brother, I will go and I will explain him. And Lord Ram says, no, 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 we don't have to do that. I am thinking I should banish Mother Sita to forest. Lakshman says, what? Better I will go and kill him. And Lord says, no, 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 we can't kill him. Means how amazing heart Lord has. See, what is position of Mother Sita and what is the position of washerman? In general, we see people in the world, if they have their wife and children, to protect their wife and children, they are ready to kill millions also. Is it not? They don't have that same kind of disposition towards everyone. But you see the character of Lord Ram, who is washerman in front of Mother Sita? Nothing. And otherwise also washerman is not a very important member in the society. But you see Lord Ram giving so much importance and respect and value even to a small person like washerman. So when we hear this, it creates a lot of hope in our heart also that Lord will give mercy to us also. I like that. Recently, yesterday I was coming, so one person was telling me, one devotee there, Sandeep Prabhu from E.A.S.Y. He was telling, Prabhuji, I went to Varanasi, I stayed in our youth center, then I came out and it was written Vrindavan Bhojanalaya. है क्या सर? तो वैशाली प्रभु जी, आई बिकेम सो हैप्पी, वृंदावन भोजनालय, यहाँ पे प्रसाद मिलता होगा. वहां पर गए तो पूरे मेनू में नॉन वेज मेनू था. ये चिकन, वो चिकन, ये फलाना, वो फलाना, लाइक दैट. So he was telling Prabhuji why they do like that. Then another devotee was sharing that there is one Bhojanalaya in Kanpur by the name Sankar Bhojanalaya. But they give bakra, meat, like that. And then discussion started happening what all is going on around in the world. I was telling them that in Kali Yuga, the character of people has gone so low that we have a great hope because Krishna must have reduced his passing marks. तो हम लोग थोड़ा सा भी भक्ति करेंगे तो पास हो जाएंगे क्योंकि सबका ही लेवल ऐसा हरि बोल है. situation has become very bad. Another devotee he was sharing that his father got into some special type of intoxication, and he has become mad by that intoxication. Means he can't give up that intoxication. And if somebody stops, then he starts beating everyone. So whole family is in this thing. So nowadays you find this intoxication has gone to another level also, uh, especially the countries, neighboring countries, especially China and other, they smuggle a lot of drugs and lot of powerful intoxicants to countries. And in many colleges, in many societies, people they have become habitual to all this like that. Which it is very difficult actually to stand by dharma. To stand by dharma is not easy. So dharmam tu sakshat bhagavad pranita. What is dharma? The words of the Lord we have to follow. It is so difficult, especially in Kali Yuga. But Lord teaches by his own example how to be a man of character, how to stand for dharma. And for that, no matter how much we have to lose, we may lose materially, but we gain in the eyes of the Lord if we stand on the principles of dharma. See, Lord Ram, how much he went through. He had to lose the kingdom, he had to be in the forest, he had to lose Mother Cheetah, whom so much love he has, just to stand for dharma, because it is not easy. And why, when Lord Ram comes here, he teaches this principle, being dharmic in material world is very difficult. See, in the spiritual world, to be spiritual is very easy and normal. And in the material world, to be sinful is very easy and normal. But in the material world, to be dharmic, to be spiritual is very difficult. So Lord Ram comes to teach this principle. Don't think that if I will be dharmic, I'll be spiritual, then everything will be nice for me. No, you have to pay a heavy price for being dharmic in the material world. But in the end, you'll be rewarded. You see the Pandavas, Yudhishthira Maharaj had to go through so much trouble. In fact, there is one conversation where Draupadi tells to Yudhishthira Maharaj कि आपके धर्म ने आपको दिया ही क्या? You keep talking about dharma, 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 but what dharma gave you? You lost your kingdom, you lost all the opulence, you are banished in the forest like this. What dharma gave you? And then Yudhishthira Maharaj beautifully speaks and says that I am not following dharma to get something from dharma. I am following dharma because it should be followed. And he says, for following dharma, I don't depend on any one of you also. If you want to go, if you feel that my following dharma is creating pain for you, you have a right today to leave me. Not only you, even if Arjuna and Bhima, they are feeling that because of my following dharma, they are in trouble, they are suffering, they have a right to go and leave me. I alone will follow dharma. That was Yudhishthira Maharaj. And that's why we see so much respect Krishna had for Yudhishthira Maharaj, because he was following the principles of dharma like this. And what is dharma? They are the words of the Lord. So when we follow dharma, we attract the mercy of the Lord. We see in the material world also, all the people who took to the path of dharma, they might have flourished for some time, but in the end they were destroyed. We don't find a single example where somebody took to the process of dharma or followed the path of adharma, and he was successful till end. No. On the other hand, we see a person who followed the path of dharma may have some difficulty, but in the end, he was rewarded. And especially for we devotees, for us, we have to know that we have to please Krishna. So for us, we have to dharmam tu sakshat bhagavad pranita. We have to follow the principles of dharma like that. We have to see that whatever we do should not displease the Lord. Whatever we should do should be in accordance with Guru Sadhu Shastra. And that is the glory of the Pandavas. You see, when Bhishma Mahajan sees the Pandavas when he was on the arrow bed and the Pandavas they come, tears come in his eyes and he says that how many calamities came upon all of you? And he says, but still all of you survived. How? Because Vipra Dharmachit Ashraya. No matter how many difficulties came, you never gave up Vipra. You never gave guidance of your superior. Dharma, you never gave up following dharma. And achyuta, you never gave up shelter of the Supreme Lord. I have also seen sometimes devotees, they go through difficult patches. Why? Because prarabdha we have. Prarabdha will come. So sometimes devotees, they go through financial crisis. Sometimes the devotees may go through certain difficulties in their spiritual life. Sometimes they may go through certain relationship problems. Sometimes they go through some, other problems. But I have seen those devotees who follow this principle of Vipradharma Chutashraya, in the end, they stand out. And whatever they went through, that adds into their journey to have more realization on the path of spirituality. But those who give up this, so if people they give up Vipras, or they give up Dharma, or they give up shelter of the holy name. So Vipra means if devotees they go out or away from association of devotees, you will find them having trouble, no matter how sincere are they. And it is the nature of the mind, very surprising. Sometimes when we tell them that Prabhu, don't go like this, there without association will have difficulties. Most of the devotees I have seen, they say, no, Prabhuji, I'll take care of myself. I can manage, Prabhuji. And we have all the experience that people are not able to manage. But somehow their mind speaks like that after hearing so much about association, association, association. And Prabhupada very strongly talks about it. Still somehow because they get so affected by their material desire, or their mind gives them that confidence that don't worry, भक्ति तो करना है, सुबह उठ जाएंगे जब करेंगे और क्या है. लेकिन सुबह ही नहीं उठ पाते, जब तो बाद में करेंगे. Right? So no matter what happens in our life, these are foundational principles for us, that I have to be in association of devotees. In fact, our planning of our life, no matter whether we are in brahmachari ashram, grat ashram, should be that I need association of devotees. And then second is dharma. Sometimes what happens, people when they are in trouble, they somehow get affected and distracted from the principles of dharma. So we can't stand, or we can't afford to not follow dharma. Difficulties will come. We may be poor for some months or some year. We may have some challenges, but we should avoid the principles of dharma. And we should not give up the principles of dharma like that. So for us, dharma in that basic sense means following four regulative principles. That is important dharma. For us, dharma means not exploiting anyone or anything for our personal selfish motives or agendas. Right? For us, dharma means not hurting other living entities for our personal motives. This also I have seen. Sometimes what happens, a person because of affected by too much material desire, or because of his attachment, he may fight with some other person. ये मुझे चाहिए, ये मुझे चाहिए, मुझे चाहिए. Or he may try to plan something जिससे कि ये नीचे आ जाए, मैं ऊपर आ जाऊं. But end of the day you will find, जिसको जो मिलना होता है उसको वो मिलता है, जिसको नहीं मिलना होता है वो नहीं मिलता है. In fact, we lose more by taking to the adharmic way and means. Right? So we have to have a humility in our heart that ultimately it is Krishna. And if we are envying other devotees, in one way we are envying Krishna, because Krishna is giving him that ability. Krishna is giving him that success. And we are envying him why he is having that success, why he is having that ability. And in our case, we can get much more by being humble and by appreciating him. And when Krishna finds the genuineness in us, he may empower us. But we can't afford to take to the path of alarm. Recently, one devotee was, we were referring for initiation. So the devotees were taking interview. They are disciples of some one particular spiritual master. So they asked me about how this devotee is, what he does, and all things. So I kept telling. Then finally he told, और किसी के साथ कुछ पंगा तो नहीं करता है ना. बोला नहीं नहीं, पंगा तो नहीं करता. बोले हमारे गुरु महाराज का एक ही है कि भैया कुछ मत करो, लेकिन पंगा भी मत करो. भले तुम बड़ा बड़ा सेवा नहीं कर पा रहे हो, बड़ा बड़ा ये चीज नहीं कर पा रहे हो, but don't create troubles for others like that. Right. So actually we have to know success in life is following dharma. Success in life is not getting something, not becoming famous, not putting others down, not hurting others, not trying to grab, not trying to control. Actually, what happens when we want to become famous in the eyes of the world, then all these things happen. But when our goal is to become famous in the eyes of Krishna, then we know that we have to become humble servant. Krishna will be more happy when we sacrifice for others. Krishna will be more happy when we backstep for others. And Krishna will empower us much more. So Vipra and then Dharma. And then last thing is Achutaha. So they never gave up shelter of Krishna. Same way we as devotees, no matter what happens, we have to chant 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day. We have to read, hear every day. This is our shelter of Krishna. Right? So when we also follow Dharma, Vipra Dharma Chutashraya, difficulties will come. Shastra never says difficulties will not come. But those difficulties, instead of taking you away from Krishna or instead of affecting you, they will become a stepping stone for you to come closer to Krishna. Right? And Lord Ramachandra represents this, that how is Dharmagya. So you see, he went in the forest, got opportunity to meet so many sadhus. He met Pratikshna Rishi, Sarabhanga Rishi, Bhadavad Rishi, Attari Muni, so many. Is it not? Same way, we see that how when Vidura was banished to the forest, he was not affected. He thought, this is maybe the plan of the Lord. And he took that as a mercy and opportunity to go and associate with the sadhus. Like that. In one way, actually, if you see scripturally in the life of devotees, if we are affected by some situation or something in our life, that means we lack devotional heart to see how Krishna's mercy is coming in our life. Because we see for a devotee, no situation is bad. Because ultimately Krishna has arranged that situation and Krishna will always arrange a situation which is good for us. That's how we see no character in Bhagavatam blames Krishna for any situation. Neelmani 5-year-old boy, the only shelter mother went, he saying, thank you, Krishna. Jataketu Maharaj being cursed to become a demon, he says, thank you, Krishna. Right? Vidura is being banished to the forest, he says, thank you, Krishna. Pandavas are being told that you have to live and be in the forest, no opulence, no kingship, no kingdom. They say, thank you. Everywhere we see that how they don't get affected by it. Prahlad Maharaj's father is trying his best to kill him, and at every occasion he says, thank you. Like that. So we see that how these qualities, they actually make us very strong. These qualities, they actually help us to connect to the Supreme Lord. So this is the quality of Dharmagya. And then Kritagya. So this also is very important quality. In fact, this quality also gives lot of hope to us that Lord has this quality that he is always grateful for even a small thing being done. And this quality is a very divine quality. In Mahabharata it is mentioned, if a person is not grateful, when that person dies, even the animals don't eat the flesh of that person. Well, that person is so supposed to be rejected. Like that. So this gratefulness is very important quality. Many times we see in our life so many people, they have so much contribution in our growth. But then we may not be grateful. We may not be thankful. Like that. And we see when we are grateful, then our expectation reduces. When we are not grateful, we have a lot of expectation. When you are grateful, your heart becomes soft, humility increases. When you are not grateful, then always people keep demanding, arrogance increases. When you are grateful, you will find you can connect with the spiritual energy. But when you're not grateful, you cannot connect with the spiritual energy. So this Kritagya is very important. And we see that how Lord Ram also is very grateful and thankful for even a small thing being done. The monkeys, they helped the Lord to fight this war against Lanka. Ravana So we see that when they came back to Ayodhya, Lord Ram brought them. How much he was concerned that now I have to reciprocate with these monkeys because they so much worked hard to help me. In one way, you see how much one gives importance to monkeys, is it not? इवन वी एज डिवोटीज हम कितना इंपॉर्टेंस देंगे मंकी को ही रहता है, या कोई मंकी ने हमको हेल्प किया कुछ समय के लिए, और भगवान को एक मंकी ने हेल्प नहीं किया करोड़ों, मतलब उसका संख्या इतना ज्यादा है कि वो उसको इंगित नहीं कर सकते, उसको संख्या में बांध नहीं सकते। लेकिन लॉर्ड वाज सो कंसर्न कि आई हैव टू रेसिप्रोकेट विद देम। सिर्फ राम अवतार में नहीं, भगवान कृष्ण अवतार में भी उनको रेसिप्रोकेट करना चाहते थे, ऐसा है। तो ये लॉर्ड का बहुत विशेष क्वालिटी है। आप देखो इस दुनिया में हम कितने लोगों के लिए मेहनत करते हैं, कितना भी इस दुनिया में लोगों के लिए करो, समाज के लिए करो, कृतज्ञता तो दूर, लोग जो है कई बार उल्टा बोलेंगे। अब मोदी को देखिए, बेचारा कितना मेहनत करता है, छुट्टी नहीं लेता है लेकिन कितने लोग उसी को उल्टा बोलते रहते हैं। तो एक तरफ तो है यहाँ के लोग जो जिनके लिए आप कुछ भी करो वो आपको उल्टा ही बोलेंगे, दूसरी ओर है भगवान जिनके लिए थोड़ा सा भी करो उसके लिए भगवान बहुत ग्रेटफुल रहेंगे। So you see then why we should not serve such a master who is grateful for even a small thing we do to him, and that is a great hope, and we should try our best। एक्चुअली छोटी छोटी चीज भी करते हैं ना, भगवान उसको याद रखते हैं। आप मंदिर में आए, एक फूल लेके आए, भगवान को अर्पण किया, वो करना चाहिए हमको। आप मंदिर में आए, कहीं आपने देखा कुछ गंदा है तो झाड़ू लगाया। मंदिर को साफ करना कितनी बड़ी सेवा है। अमृत महाराज मंदिर को साफ करते थे, श्यामानंद पंडित मंदिर को साफ करते थे, नरोत्तम दास ठाकुर मंदिर को साफ करते थे। तो कहीं आपने देखा एक खिड़की साफ कर दिया, थोड़ा सा झाड़ू लगा दिया, छोटा भी चीज करेंगे तो बहुत बड़ा कृपा मिलता है, भगवान की स्थान पे साफ करना या कुछ सेवा करना, ऐसा कुछ भी हम करेंगे आप देखेंगे तो लॉर्ड उसके लिए बहुत कृतज्ञ रहेंगे, ग्रेटफुल रहेंगे। किसी व्यक्ति को आपने बुला ही लिया, अरे वहां पर देखिए हमारा बहुत अच्छा इस्कॉन का मंदिर है, राधा माधव जी हैं, आप आइए मंदिर में विजिट कीजिए, उसका भी भगवान ग्रेटफुल रहेंगे कि अरे आपने बुलाया एक व्यक्ति को, वो आया था, दर्शन किया था मेरा आपके कारण, ऐसा। तो आप देखेंगे एक तरीके से अगर हम उस तरीके से देखते हैं सेवा की आंखों से, तो कितना अपॉर्चुनिटी है हमको भगवान की कृपा प्राप्त करने का। लेकिन अगर हम कृतज्ञ नहीं रहेंगे, सेवा की अपॉर्चुनिटी को नहीं समझेंगे, कृष्ण भगवान को अपने जीवन में केंद्र बिंदु नहीं बनाएंगे, तो फिर हम वो अपॉर्चुनिटी जो है उनको यूज करेंगे। वैसे बहुत सारे गुण हैं, वाल्मीकि जो है 16 गुण पूछते हैं, हम 4 डिस्कस किए। तो ये सारे गुण वर्थ मेडिटेटिंग है, क्योंकि ये भगवान में गुण है और यही गुण एज अ सोल हम में भी है, लेकिन अभी कंडीशन नेचर के कारण वो ढक गए हैं। और ये गुण जो हैं वो व्यक्ति को महान बनाते हैं, एक मनुष्य के आभूषण, असली आभूषण ये गुण है। और सबसे ज्यादा महत्वपूर्ण है, भगवान के नजरों में हम प्रिय बनते हैं जब ये गुण हम भगवान के संबंध में प्रकाशित करते हैं। यहीं पर हम विराम देंगे।